Hello.
Hello!
Human hearing is a rather strange thing. Most recently on the internet, a serious dispute arose over the record with an incomprehensible word. Some users heard the name Yanny, while others heard the word laurel.
It is Laurel.
Laurel.
It's Laurel.
Laurel. Laurel.
Let me hear it.
Laurel. 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 Laurel.
But today we're not talking about audio illusions. Do you know how space sounds? And how do ants talk? Or whales sing? In today's video, we've collected for you sounds that you most likely have never heard in your life. So, be prepared and don't forget to put on your headphones. Ready? Then let's get it on. T-Rex voice. Dinosaurs disappeared 65 million years ago. So let's be honest, no one has ever heard them. But science is developing every day, and today scientists can fully reproduce the voices of ancient reptiles, using their remains and the latest computer developments. For example, a Tyrannosaurus rex growling.
It is pretty incredible.
I mean, it's a shot in the dark,
yeah.
but we are using the evidence that we've got.
Scientists have suggested that the dinosaurs' voices could hardly resemble the growl of modern predatory mammals as they sound in Hollywood movies. The reconstruction of the T-Rex roar, which sounded for the first time in 66 million years, was based on the sounds emitted by birds and reptiles, the closest relatives of dinosaurs. Of course, as adjusted for the size and weight of the body, because an adult Tyrannosaurus could weigh from 6 to 10 tons. According to scientists, the ancient predator most likely made growling sounds without even opening the mouth. This specific hum reached such low frequencies that you were supposedly more likely to feel it than to hear it. And damn it, this is really an eerie sound. Underwater earthquake. In 2011, a strong earthquake occurred near the eastern coast of Honshu Island in Japan. Its magnitude was between 9 and 9.1 points, and the destruction was terrible. At the same time, scientists who were on the Aleutian Islands managed to record the sounds of the movements of the Earth by putting a special device, a hydrophone, into the sea. It's worth noting that the usual frequency of an earthquake is not audible for a person, so they sped up the recording. Whales singing. Humpback whales are one of the most amazing animals on Earth, and a fun thing is that humpback whales sing, or more accurately, they make incredibly strange, loud, and even slightly frightening sounds that have no analogues in the world. It's not known why humpback whales sing, and whether this is a special way of communication. Recent research by the Howard Hughes Medical Institute has shown that whale songs are similar to human speech. That is, they consist of individual words or syllables combined into phrases and sentences, but they absolutely do not sound humanly. Glaciers melting. While some people keep arguing about whether the whole global warming business is true, others record the sounds of glacial melting. Professor of Geophysical Sciences at the University of Chicago Douglas McHale made 13 research trips to Antarctica and collected tens of thousands of gigabytes of seismic data on the melting of glaciers. In 2006, he began to turn these recordings into excerpts of audio, and you're about to hear the results of this 10-year work. Warning: this sound was not created using a computer program. It's absolutely and completely real. Bat echolocation. To navigate in the dark, bats emit sounds inaudible to humans and catch their echoes reflected from objects. This method is called echolocation, and before its discovery, scientists were sure that bats just had some kind of superpower. However, it's not surprising. People simply can't distinguish such a high sound. Now we will play a recording of the sounds of the night forest, and then slow down the audio approximately 3 times, lowering the frequency. Did you hear the bat? And now we reduce the speed. Do you hear it now? Sounds of the ocean. Have you ever heard how the ocean sounds? No, not the sound of the waves on the shore or the cries of seagulls. We're talking about those sounds that can only be discerned under the water. In May 2018, BBC Earth Channel posted on its YouTube page a series of 10-hour videos with footage of the ocean and its inhabitants. No background music or the words of the narrator, it's just the sound of the water and the voices of the animals. Only a real, living ocean. Of course, the video is really beautiful, but nothing can compare with the sounds of the ocean. Taos hum. Of course, when it comes to the most unusual sounds in the world, it's impossible not to add a touch of mysticism. The Taos hum is a long, low-frequency sound of unknown origin that residents in the city of Taos in the state of New Mexico, USA, have been hearing for years. The hum is similar to the movement of heavy equipment along the highway, although there are no major roads in the vicinity of the town. But the peculiarity of the phenomenon lies not only in how strange this sound is, but also in the fact that it's heard only by local residents and extremely rarely by visitors. The scientists who studied the Taos hum couldn't find its source. According to one of the versions, it's because of the power lines that pass nearby. To the other, it's the movement of lithospheric plates. But one thing is for sure, the sound is really creepy. The sounds of space. You probably know that in space, where there's no air, the sound simply can't spread. It's physics, and it's hard to argue with it. But there are still authentic space sounds recorded by NASA. The fact is that there's really no sound in space, but there are electromagnetic waves that spread in a vacuum. For example, ultra-long radio waves, which are comparable in frequency with the frequencies of air vibrations that we can hear. As with any radio waves, they can be received by an antenna and transmitted to an ordinary speaker, which means that these unusual waves were caught by one of the space vehicles near the Earth. That's how lightning on the surface of Jupiter sounds. And this is the sound of flying next to a comet. Quite different are the noises made by one of the stars with a complex name of numbers and letters. And this sound was recorded by Cassini next to Jupiter in 2001. But the sound of the black hole is unfortunately recreated, because so far humanity has not been able to get close to these eerie areas of space. But scientists claim that from a musical point of view, radio noise from a black hole corresponds to a B-flat note, only 57 octaves lower than C of the third octave. It is far beyond the limits of human hearing. By the way, this is the lowest note ever recorded in the universe. Ants' voices. What if we tell you that you can hear anyone, even such tiny creatures as ants? If you connect a high-sensitivity microphone, for example to a leaf, and enhance the sound, it becomes clear that they produce a lot of noise. Do you hear this chirping? With this sound, the ants call their colleagues to dine, and if one of the insects falls into a trap, it starts to produce a slightly different sound. Now it means a call for help.
Thanks for watching. Please like and share the video in social networks, and we'll be right back to you as fast as we can.